Hello there 5-9 trainers and welcome back to our channel. Today we're here to talk in depth about the news that dropped last night from a Pokemon Unite data mine. We're going to be getting a brand new supporter Pokemon, Blissey. So I'm Waffles the Asian Yenber, and here with me I have my good buddy, my pal, Mr. Gale Riot himself.
We're going to try our best to dissect Chansey slash Blissey, of course, because Blissey is starting off as Chansey. And yeah, I mean, it's a supporter mon that we're getting, so glad to have another supporter mon. I'm probably not going to use it.
That's okay. I'm the #1 supporter main here, so I'll just go ahead and I'll rock with the Blissey. I'll get in all the content. It'll be nice and fun. But basically, Blissey seems like it's going to be pretty darn cool. If you want to go ahead and talk about her first abilities, I'll go ahead and talk about the second one.
Yeah, of course. So of course we'll, bypass or pass over the basic attack, which obviously becomes a boosted attack after a set amount of time passes. The initial skill is basically allowing you to pound in a designated direction, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in an AoE and decreasing their movement speed for a short time when it hits, allowing you to get that early kills in, potentially allowing you to stop them from getting to their goal post to heal back up, which is good. When you can upgrade it, it hurls an egg at the designated location. That's #1, of course. That's the one of two choices, of course, for the first move. The egg then explodes, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area effect and then throwing them, which is good. Again, similar to kind of like a knockback effect, I assume here. And then the upgrade to that skill will decrease the movement speed of the opposing Pokemon for a short time when they are also thrown by the move. The other move that comes through this is basically is a sort of like a buff to you and your nearby ally Pokemon's movement speed and basic attack speed. While this move's effect lasts, all of the user's basic attacks become boosted attacks, which is really good if you're trying to just, if your teammates done their moves and everything, you can enable this, allowing your Pokemon and your teammates to do more damage to the opposing Pokemon. And then, of course, the upgrade to this is that it increases the damage of basic attacks while this move's effect lasts. So this is the first move you can get, of course, that you can upgrade as well. Seems very interesting. These moves seem to be focused on increasing the damage of Blissey herself as well as her teammates.
Yeah, honestly, her first set seems to be very much AoE damage. She's gonna need the damage boost because as a supporter Pokemon, a lot of the times our damage is not that good. So that damage boost could be nice, and it's interesting to see all those effects with movement speed debuffing and buffing your allies, debuffing opponents. So I think that will be quite interesting. But her second set here focuses more on HP. So she's got one skill where basically is going to first just increase the damage of basic attacks, but after that, when you upgrade it, restores the user and designated allies Pokemon HP for a short time. So it looks like that either is a single target plus yourself or an AoE healing. I'm not 100% sure on that quite yet, but then it becomes a single target that also heals yourself. So basically it'll be throw an egg to an ally Pokemon, it's going to restore that user's HP as well as yours, and you can keep 3 uses in reserve. So you get to be kind of throwing 3 eggs into a fight to heal up and then you're out of it. So you don't get like a continuous heal. It's a little bit different from Eldegoss. We'll get into that a little bit more. But when you upgrade it, then you can increase the maximum number of uses that you can keep in reserve. So you can go from 3 to some miscellaneous move, maybe 5, 10, who knows how much it'll be. But the other one that you can do instead of that is to remove all status conditions from the designated ally Pokemon and make it immune to hindrances for a short time, which is huge because of all the different CC. And again, we're going to get into that as well. But after the upgrade, it does also give your ally Pokemon a shield, which is pretty darn cool. And then I think the last one, it looks like that's going to be the Unite move, right, Gil?
It looks like it. It looks like it for sure. And it has the user dash to the designated ally Pokemon to give it an egg, granting that Pokemon a shield and increasing its special attack and attack for a short time. The user also intercepts a portion of damage received by that Pokemon for a short time. And while dashing, the user throws nearby opposing Pokemon and those it comes in contact with. So it's very interesting. It's somewhat of it kind of throws away every other Pokemon in its way to get to the ally Pokemon to, help protect it, sort of thing. So let's say, for example, if your teammate is surrounded by a lot of other opposing Pokemon, you can use your Unite move to get them out of the way, boost up your ally Pokemon, and then let them go ham on the opponents when they're scattered, is my assumption. How about you, Waffles? Do you think that's how it's going to work?
Yeah, I think that's similar. I think essentially my guess of how Blissey's going to work is she's going to be a tank support. where it's since Blissey in the other Pokemon games has a ridiculous amount of HP, I think we're gonna see her having a lot of endurance here. So basically the way I'm seeing this Unite move work is it's basically giving a second Unite move to one of your other Pokemon. And then while that's happening, it's like an instant save. You go and you run in, you tank those hits, and you let your other ally Pokemon, probably an attacker or something like that, be able to do excess damage on top of whatever Unite move damage they've already done, basically. So it's like the second Unite move for your ally Pokemon. Although I just love the visual of just thinking, oh, Blissey, your ally's in trouble, and then she just runs through and then gives them an egg. It's like, it's great.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, looking at the fact that Blissey is about to be a supporter and potentially a very toxic character for a lot of players.
Toxic? Wow.
I mean, it's gonna be funny to just think like people are gonna be annoyed by Blissey out of all things in a MOBA game, man. It's just, you never think it would happen, but here we are, 2021, the year where Blissey is like a top tier MOBA character somehow.
I mean, Unite imitates the other game, so Blissey is super frustrating anyways.
But yeah, no, I really like Blissey's kit overall. Like, the biggest thing, I mean, we were going to talk about it, right? And compare her to Eldegoss. And since you are the Eldegoss main, obviously we can come to you in a second. But I will just want to point out, of course, the second move, in particular, the one that removes all status conditions. It's kind of huge because in the game right now, there is no other alternative to remove status conditions apart from full heal. And that's one use every, 40 seconds, 45 seconds-ish. So to me, I think that's massive, especially considering the amount of CC in the game right now with Pikachu, Alolan Ninetales, and, your numerous other Pokemon that have CC, Snorlax as well. So, yeah, I personally think that's a fantastic thing. What about you, Waffles, Eldegoss main? How do you feel compared to the Eldegoss? How do you feel about Blissey? Will you be swayed by the power of the thick pink egg on?
Well, one thing I will say with this, I think that it's nice that it isn't a direct upgrade. It's basically because of the single target healing. That is one con I have versus Eldegoss. But having that cleanse, being able to get rid of debuffs like that is going to be huge. So I think both of them are going to fill very separate niches. And if I'm correct about Blissey being more of a tank support, that is going to be really interesting and will definitely be one that, probably would sway me specifically. But I think that it is nice that Eldegoss does have that AoE healing and those shields, and I think that makes Eldegoss still a powerful support even with someone like Blissey coming out. I do think as well, since we are kind of talking about her kit, that we're going to see Blissey's probably go more for the cleanse and healing than they are for the movement speed. I think just it's going to be a much better upgrade.
I completely agree with you on that one. I do believe, we have to acknowledge that, they're going to probably use that second move a lot more, but I do believe that the first move as well will still come in handy, especially the second one more so, the support one where it buffs the nearby ally Pokemon's movement and basic attack speed. It just allows you to, allow your teammates to, make sure they, get the kill and whatnot. Just makes it faster and gives more support. I think the damage dealing one is probably a bit unlikely. I think that's something a lot less people may go for. But who knows? Somebody might be able to come up with something, figure out oh, this is the perfect strategy, combo it with this Pokemon and boom, magic happens. But yeah, I think it's going to be who knows? The DPS Blissey might come out of nowhere. But I do believe, I think the two moves that most people will probably go for, considering all things, is increasing the movement speed and basic attack speed. That's the first move or move change. The second move change will, depending on what the situation is, the opponents they may be facing, which is hard to judge because we don't know what enemies we're going into before we prep, right? Before we prep, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say oh, should I go for the HP recovery or should I go for, removing all status conditions, right? So that's going to be very interesting to see how much it matters, especially as the game progresses on, as we, learn more about the game, the intricacies of the game, and of course the upcoming Pokemon in, not only just Blissey, but Gardevoir and Blastoise and whatever else they bring in.
Yeah, so I guess let's go ahead and really quickly talk about the Gardevoir and Blastoise there, because we didn't cover this on the channel yet, but we got some more data mine stuff about skins for Gardevoir and Blastoise. So that is going to be pretty darn cool. So if you guys didn't already know, Gardevoir and Blastoise are the next two Pokemon that are going to be coming into Pokemon Unite. They were supposed to already be ready, but basically they weren't by the time the game released, so they're going to be just mods that'll be added later on. And of course, it is free. They'll be added into the shop. It's not going to be like you have to specifically pay. You'll just grind and buy it with your currency like you normally would any other Pokemon. So basically though, the skins Gardevoir has like this kind of sundress, if I remember correctly. It's like a sundress with a flower on.
Yes, it's a flower barnet. Basically, she kind of has a hood and like a flower wreath basically with her as well. It's kind of cute. It's nothing too fancy. It's not like a complete overhaul such as Cinderace or like, you know, or even Garchomp's. It's very subtle, very simple, very minor. She kind of looks like a white Riding Hood more so kind of thing. Not Red Riding Hood, but White Riding Hood kind of. I don't know. It's similar, very
like
similar.
A gardener outfit almost. Like
yeah, kind of gardener, like something an old lady would probably wear.
An old lady. I will say, I think this is gonna be part of a set for a lot of Pokemon because we also saw things like Eldegoss has a skin that's gonna be coming that has the same kind of theme. So I think I'm not sure if this will be like a summer thing or what'll happen with that. But I'm looking at some of the other data mine stuff here. We have a lot of Pokemon that do fit similar themes. It looks like. So I think that'll be maybe released as a set.
I mean, yeah, we have to remember, like, if you look at the current set that's out, right, you can see the similarities across the board for a majority of them. I mean, Pikachu and Talonflame are a bit odd, right? But you look at Machamp, Garchomp, and whatnot, they have this summer/ocean-esque theme going about them. Adventure, maybe a bit of an adventure, you could argue, for some of them. Obviously Cinderace is a pirate and stuff, so I think they're gonna try and make it somewhat like a you know, each time something comes out, it's gonna be like, oh, this is like the theme of these new sets coming out or these new cosmetics.
I agree, and I think looking at those, we also should talk about the Blastoise one because I think Blastoise, as well as it looks like Pikachu and I'm guessing also Talonflame, all are fitting a very similar theme as well. So Blastoise is kind of in the same vein. It's a little dapper. He's got a nice little straw hat on top and a little vest.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's going to be pretty much just chilling out, and it's going to be the default skin that you're going to want to get because it just looks super nice.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one, Waffles. I mean, there are some other ones as well that I'd like to point out that look kind of cute, shall we say. Alolan Ninetales with that purple pinkish jumper as well / sweater.
Well, it looks like a kimono.
Yeah, or kimono more so. It looks kind of weird. The image that I have is very small in mine, but it effectively, you know, you guys will see what we're talking about. And then of course Mr. Mime looking dapper as well. You know, got that top hat as well. Even Absol as well. So who knows what the plan is for them in terms of how they're going to release these sets and whatnot. I personally think they should do a thematic set, like, you know, depending on the release, it's like, oh, this is like the theme. It's like, oh, summer, you know, summer special, or here's like a winter special, or here's like a Halloween-esque kind of thing. I think that would be the best way to go about it personally.
Yeah, I think specifically because Snorlax is here is just him as a berry, that I think that this is going to be a whole gardening summers set. I think we'll see that pretty soon. One thing I'm just seeing now, it looks like Lucario is going to be getting a skin from his movie. It's the Orin was his name? What was his name?
It was Aaron. Sir Aaron, right? Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, it was. It looks like a very similar to that. It even looks like even Riley, to be honest. I mean, most of these Aura Knights look like the same. They were very similar outfits, right? So yeah, it looks like he's basically getting a bit of a sort of like callback to, you know, the Aura Knights of the ages, and, you know, going for something of a similar outfit to that, which looks really cool, I must admit, on Lucario.
Yeah, I think that'll be the next big skin then, kind of like Pirate Cinderace was, because I feel like that's gonna have a lot of hype behind it.
Yeah, for sure, I agree. I think Lucario is a big and very popular Pokemon. I don't know where he ranked in the top Pokemon.
Oh, it was definitely in the top 10.
And I think it would be in like the top half, not even top half. Top half would be like top 400 or something, but like top 50 at least, I would say. Yeah, for sure. Overall, I think like I would be excited if that's the case. I'm looking forward to seeing his animated set, like how, you know, Cinderace has that full animation of him going around the deck of a boat or something. I'd like to see what they do with that.
I think that'll be really cool. But before we wrap things up, there is one other Pokemon we wanted to talk to you guys about that some people may have forgotten will most likely be coming to this game. You want to tell them about it?
Yep, and this is something from last year. I just noticed it. I was just going through some old footage, and I wanted to check out the stream from last year. And up on your screens right now, you'll probably see that Clefable was part of the original trailer. Something I didn't even notice or didn't even think about until recently when I just saw that trailer. And yeah, I mean, as you guys can see on your screens, the interface also looks completely different to what we're playing with now, right? Which makes me think like they must have gone through some massive changes and overhauls in development. Now, obviously, there is a chance because like we said, there's changes to the interface as evidenced. There is also a possibility that Clefable probably got axed potentially. Maybe they couldn't figure out how to make use of her best potentially. But since she was in that trailer, we can make the assumption she may come out inevitably, kind of like God of War and Blastoise. They take some time, but they're here. They will be coming soon. But yeah, that's what I think. What about you, Waffles? What do you think? Do you think Clefable's what role do you think Clefable's gonna take? Because I'm personally leaning towards support again for this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so I was about to ask you that as well. So I think that support is probably what's gonna happen, but I really would like her to be more of like maybe a tank or a defender or so. Yeah, tank or basically like an attacker unit. Because I feel like they're kind of putting all the like fairy and more feminine ones in the support role, and I don't love that. So it would be a list like Blissey and Eldegoss. So I would love it if it was more of a variety, and I think that would be really cool if we had more tank mons. So Clefable would be cool.
To be fair, the next fairy Pokemon is going to be an attacker, assuming God of War is coming first. But yeah, I agree with you on that. Like right now, majority of the fairy mons, like you look at what is it, Mr. Mime, Eldegoss.
Eldegoss technically isn't a fairy, but like the ones that you give you those fairy vibes.
Yeah, like fairy-esque. Yeah, fairy-esque.
Yeah. That's kind of the feeling I have, where it's like I would like it if we can get a nice variety in there, and that would be pretty cool. So it would be nice if we have Clefable in there as a strong tank.
Yeah, definitely agree with you. I think that would be fantastic. I would like you said, right? I'd like to see like a lot of these typings. And we know typings don't make a difference in Pokemon Unite, but it's nice to see like if each typing gets like, oh, you can be one type. Like there's a steel type in all 4 roles, there's a dark type in all 4 roles and stuff like that.
Yeah, it just feels better, I think. And one thing I think we could do to really have the best Clefable, are you ready for it?
What's it?
Speedster Clefable.
Oh my god, Speedster Clefable, that would be insane.
That would be ridiculous. Please don't do that, Pokemon Unite. Okay.
Yeah, especially if it has Sing as well on it. Oof.
Ouch.
Oh no.
Oh, that'll be rough. Okay, well, I think that's where we're gonna wrap things up for us today. Of course, check out the channel. We've been covering Pokemon Unite. You can find guides on a lot of the different characters so far, and of course, we are covering the entire roster, so definitely keep checking back. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that stuff so we can fight Mr. Algorithm. Gale, do you want to say anything before we head on out?
No, just hopefully they don't make Clefable a supporter again. But no, hopefully Blissey isn't as toxic as we potentially are thinking it could be. Who knows? And
well,
yeah,
you're the one thinking that.
I just need sleep, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I want to go and curl in a bed. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to whatever they bring out. Like I said, I'm still waiting for my Metagross as well. God of War is here, Metagross next, Sylveon after that. I'd love all 3. Thank you very much. Please unite, I beg. They'll find out somehow, somewhere.
That's right. Here's what's gonna happen. You guys, leave a comment down in the description and tell us, hey, good night, Gale. All right, see you guys.
Bye.